Okay, we're learning today Parshas Shoftim. So the Parsha starts like this: Shoftim v'shoitrim titen lecha b'chol sha'arecha. Judges and policemen you should give in all your gates. Asher Hashem Elokecha noten l'chol lishvotecha, that Hashem give you to your tribes. V'shoftu esa'om mishpat tzedek, and they should judge the nation with justice. So the question is like this: who that Moshe Rabbeinu is saying this? Who is speaking to? It says, "Shoftim v'shoitrim titen lecha." You should give in all the gates. As to who is speaking to?
All of them?
To all Klal Yisrael. Very good. He's speaking to Klal Yisrael. So then, why it says titen lecha in a singular language? It should say titnu lechem. Lechem meaning to all of you in plural. But it doesn't say that. It says titen lecha, like he's speaking to an individual over here.
Because we're all one.
He speaks to Moshe.
No, this is Sefer Devarim. Moshe Rabbeinu speaks.
Oh,
Sefer Devarim, Mishnah Torah, that Moshe Rabbeinu says all over everything, a lot of stuff that we already learned in the other 4 Sforim, he's saying over. So one thing he's telling us over here, you have to have judges and policemen, but he speaks in a singular language, to tell lecha, who he's speaking to. If he speaks to the nation, because you, all of you, wherever you live, the different tribes, I should say, titnu lochem.
Yeshua?
Huh?
He speaks to Yeshua?
No, he speaks to individual, but we're going to see now to which individual he speaks. Okay, Al Pi Pshat, yeah, he's speaking to everyone, saying wherever you live, he's speaking obviously to the leaders. I mean, a regular guy, what can he do? He lives in a community, you can't tell him you must go appoint policemen or appoint judges. There's not much he can do about it. But the Pashtus is speaking to all of us, and he's speaking in a singular language. It's like, V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha. He speaks to every person, every Jew individually. The first parsha of Shema takes individually to everyone. But like I said, this is more will be appropriate to say Titnu Lachem, because he speaks to the community, to the leaders' community. He tells you, make sure you have policemen, judges and policemen. However, since this parsha always with starting from Parshas Eikev, Tishmun, Re'eh, Shoftim, all these parshas are one package of deal, the all preparation for Rosh Hashanah. We always read them before Rosh Hashanah. Eikev, already we said it, talks about the Eikev Tishmun, that you should listen, learn how to listen. Then Re'eh, learn how to see, which is, we said already last week, the Shmiya and more corresponds to Bina, to understanding, Re'iyah, to Chochmah, to see things right. Now it tells you over here to each individual, Shoftim v'shoitrim, titen lecha b'chol sha'arecha. You should give judges in all your gates. Again, Al Pi Pshat talking about wherever you live, you should have judges and policemen. But it tells you over here to each individual. Shlomo HaMelech says that the body of the person is Ir Ktana. Shlomo HaMelech said that. He's a small city. Every body, every Jew, it's a small city. In same thing in a city. You have the governor, you have the judge, and you have the policeman. So it tells you in your own city, B'chol Sha'arecha, you have your own gates. What's the gates of the body? So it says we have few gates. We have the gates. Our eyes is one gate. Through the eyes we see. Our ears is another gate. Through the ears comes in information. Our mouth is another gate. Through the mouth we speak out and we also consume food. Our mind is another gate that we're thinking with our mind. So it tells over here, Shoftim v'shoitrim, the Torah tells you, make sure you have judges and policemen on your own gates, on your own city, the small city, you have your own policemen, judges and policemen. Now, policemen start with judges. That's how the Torah Shoftim. The judges in our own body is our wisdom, because the judge, he knows the law. Hopefully, he knows the law, and he, with his wisdom, he tells you what's right and wrong. So in your own city, you have your Chochmah Bina V'das. That's your judge, and it tells you with your Chochmah Bina V'das what's right, what's wrong. Now, by us happen to be Everybody has his own system of wisdom, of knowledge. By us, it's the Torah. We learn Torah, and the Torah we will learn it. Especially we learn Torah Lishma. As I said many times, what's our Torah Lishma on a very basic level? I'm learning to practice. If somebody knows a lot, he doesn't practice, it's not a good level, because he's a theoretician in a way. By the way, learning without practicing, the Rebbe Rashab says, it's called the level of Amalek the Kedusha. What's Amalek? Amalek is the one, he knew God. It says, Amalek Yedeya es Riboino miskavan limroibo. He knew God, but he rebelled against God. What was the philosophy of Amalek? The philosophy of Amalek was, one of his philosophies was, Hashemayim Shemayim Lashem. The heaven is belong to God. He said, the earth, you give it to us. So basically, Amalek saying to God, why don't you stay there, enjoy your life over there, let us enjoy our life over here. So basically, he wants a separation, Amalek, between church and state. He wants God to stay up there and how they're like, don't bother us, you created us, you gave us this land. So basically, when somebody learning theoretically, he's becoming bevchina and that level of Amalek. Meaning, he's saying to his mind, that's a spiritual realm, you, with your knowledge, you stay there, you stay in the bookcase, in my own bookcase over there, but don't bother me to live the way I want to live. Meaning, what I know, what I do, as two different things. And by the way, that was by many people, starting with Aristotle, that was his way of life. His students, he was a great philosopher, student, saw him once doing things which is not, they didn't believe Aristotle could do this. So he told them, don't look at what I do, just listen to what I teach. Basically, he told them straight out that what I know, what I do is two different things. But this is B'chin of Amalek. Amalek knows, but it says you stay there. The theory doesn't come influence my world, he says. So somebody who learns like this Torah, he doesn't practice, he knows, maybe he has judges, but you have to now bring the judges into practicality, into practicing, in executing what he knows. And this is the shoitrin in the body of the person. This is the policeman. The policeman, what you know, a lot of times, you know it's not healthy to eat, but you're going to eat it. You know it's not right to do things, but you're going to do it. So it says, Shoftim, first you have to know between right and wrong. But that's not enough to know between right and wrong. Now you have to have shoitrim. Now you have to have the policeman that enforces what you know. And that says, B'chol shorech, that's why Moshe Rabbeinu speaks in a singular language, to tell lecha, takes every individual, says you have to make in your own city, in your own body. You have to make this policeman. First of all, learn what's right and wrong. And after you learn, practice it. Execute what you know, B'chol shorech, and all your gates. Now let's go through the gates. So the gates is like this. There is a gate, as we said, of vision, and we said that in Parshas Re'eh, the vision correspond to Chochmah. So I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you a few stories to bring out how you could guard those gates. The one time somebody came to the Baal Shem Tov, and he told them, please teach me how could I guard my eyes. So Baal Shem Tov has this very unique way. Not always he took a sefer and he told you learn this, do this. Many times he sent them to see something, to speak to somebody. He told them, I'm going to send you to a certain city. I want you to go see over there such a person, and from him you're going to learn, he says, a lesson how to guard your eyes. And a lot of times, as we say, one picture is worth more than 1,000 words. Sometimes you get a strong lesson by watching something more than a big a big speech. So he went to that city. He followed the instruction of the Baal Shem Tov. He came to the place. He knocked on the door. The guy says, Shalom Aleichem, what can I do for you? He said, Baal Shem Tov sent me to you to learn from you. He says, how to guard my eyes. The guy was a Pashut guy, really. No, we're not talking some kind of tzaddik nister over here. He says, Baal Shem Tov sent you to me. I should teach you how to guard. I'm no scholar, he says. I'm no Talmid Chacham. I'm a simple working guy. show me the Torah mitzvahs, but it says, I cannot teach you. Why Baal Shem Tov sent it to me? He says, but he sent me, Baal Shem Tov sent me to you. He said, okay, they're both respectable. Shem Tov said, okay, so come, stay with me. Well, I have to figure out what he meant. I don't know. He said, okay. The first day he stayed with him. The next day the Balabas tell him, I'm going to my work today. He says, here's the house, here is where you could eat, where you could rest, what you could do. I'll see you when I come back from work. They still don't know what to do with the lesson of the Baal Shem Tov. As he goes to work, the guest, he's alone in the house, start looking in the bookcase, start like this, like that. Then he sees in the house, somewhere up there, high, next to the ceiling, he sees a window. He says, well, what's this window? Where does this connect to? So he put the ladder in the house. He sees a ladder over there. He put it up. He goes up to the ladder, and he looks from the window, and he sees there's another house. And what he sees over there, people are a horrible thing. What they do, the way they dress, what's going on over there. He says to himself, Baal Shem Tov sent me to him to learn how to guard my eyes. You know what's going on from the window over here? He says, this is horrible. How could he send me to this guy? This is what I'm learning from him. He says he was waiting impatiently to come. Well, he's going to give him his peace of mind. The Shabbat is going to give him. You living next to such a place, and you're going to teach me how to guard my eyes? He's waiting. As soon as the Balabas come and he started giving him a big Meshaberach, he says, you live in this place? He says, do you know what's going on over there? He says, and you're going to teach me? He says, he listens, the Balabas patiently listens to his Meshaberach. Then he says to him, he says, I live over here for 20 years, he says. I never went up there to look from the window. What's going on over there? You come over here for one day, and you already know what's going on over there, he says. He says, now I know why the Baal Shem Tov sent you to me, how to guard your eyes. If it's not your business to go up the window to look over there, you don't look over there. That's how you guard your eyes. If it's not your business, you don't look over there. So this is one of the gates of the Tumesh over there. Show the Tenach B'chol Sharech. One gate of your gate is your eyes. You have to know. Whatever you put a guard over there. You put the Shoftim first, tell you what's right and wrong. After you know what's right and wrong, then you put your policeman, your own policeman. I tell him, I'm not looking over there. Today, a lot of places, they talk a lot, especially in the yeshivish world, about smartphones, about filters, about tell you do this, do that, and even once in a while they have big gatherings. Talking about one time there was a gathering of 50,000 people, and they spoke about how you have to use the filter, have to be careful, how this and how that. I had one time on this. Yes, it's true. We have to watch what we see. Yeah, we have to guard our eyes. We shouldn't go. But if we are going to focus on a third party to be our policeman, someone else should monitor me, the filter from another company or somebody else watching what I'm watching. Basically, I don't have my own policeman. And that's what the Torah is telling you. You gotta have your own policeman, not outside policeman. You have to have in every gate your own policeman. You have to, besides that you do external policeman, you have to do inner policeman, inner city policeman, that you have to, and that's we have to develop also that sense of at the end of the day, it's my responsibility. It's not my Rosh Yeshiva, that's not my rabbis, it's not someone else that they're going to watch me where I go, or what kind of filter I have to buy from a third party. No, you should be the filter. You should be the judge. That's right, that's wrong, and if it's wrong, I don't go there. I don't look at it. That's it. It's not my business. That's a discipline. So that's one gate that we have to learn to, especially the gate of Re'iyah. Besides that, we're relying on a third party verification, on a third party filter, and someone else monitoring us. You have to make your own, develop this koiches of being strong. And everybody should know he has in him the koiches. Adarabah, you could develop this belief, faith in yourself, that you have the koiches to monitor yourself. You got your own policeman. That's what the Torah is asking you. Your own policeman. Now, I want to just go a little bit further just with that. Soon we're going to go to the other gates over here. with the Indian of Re'iyah. It's not only Re'iyah, it's a whole new, it's a whole philosophy how we relate with our own Yetzer Hara. Some schoolings, they teaching us to basically run away from Yetzer Hara. This school, they're telling you, they're making a 50,000 people gathering and telling us you must have filters, you must have this, you must have that. Basically, you're telling Yetzer Hara in your house, and Yetzer Hara, it's in your living room, it's in your hand, in your cell phone, and you need to run away from him. How you run away? Get a filter, get this, get that, go get help. The Alter Rebbe in Perek Lamed Aleph in Tanya, he brings that when we got out of Mitzrayim, it says over there, Ki borach ha'om, the nation ran away. Ki borach ha'om, the nation ran away. So the Alter Rebbe asked, why did we have to run away? Why did we have to run away? Paro was gladly sending us after all the punishments he got, especially Makas B'choros. He was more than happy we should get out. Why is it Barachom? Why do you have to run away? Barachom. So the Alter Rebbe says, the Torah hinting to us over there, that we got out of Mitzrayim, we didn't have to do with Chinas Bricha, running away, because he would be more than happy to just go. They don't have to run away. Barachom was on a spiritual level, because the klippa of Mitzrayim was so strong, and we were so much immersed in the klippas over there in Mitzrayim. We were Memtes Shara Tuma, 49 gates of Tuma. We would stay there another moment, we would never get out of there. So it says Baruch Om. So the Hashem told them the beginning of Avodas Hashem, the beginning of your service of Hashem, when you in pre 1A or the first grade in Kita Aleph, you have to do the level of Bricha, run away. Baruch Om. You have to, because the Yetzer Hara, it's so big, the klippa, the tumah is so big, you cannot just walk slow, you have to run away from Yetzer Hara. But later on, when we're already growing up and outgrowing Pri 1A, outgrowing Kita Aleph, we're going to becoming greater and greater in Avodas Hashem. He says, eventually going to come time, that's what it says in the Novi Yeshaya, Osilo, Mashiach going to come, it says, Lo b'mrutza teleichon. We're not going to run away, says the Novi. Lo b'nachas v'tivosheyon. B'nachas v'shuva, I think, tivosheyon, meaning you're going to go, you're going to go calmly. You're not going to run away, because you're coming to this level, the ultimate level of Avodas Hashem. You're not running away with the Yetzer Hara. You learn how to deal with the Yetzer Hara. You learn how to handle him. You don't have to run away from him. So people that live in this school, that they're just constantly running away. We can't see this, we cannot go there, we cannot do that. Basically, you're running away. Yeah, it's good. There's some time you have to do that. When you Kita Aleph, Pri 1A, you have to run away. But you have to come to the point when you say to yourself, I'm strong enough to handle that Yetzer Hara. You have to believe in yourself and work on it. And that's what the Torah is telling you over here. Shoftim v'telecha b'chol sharecha. When you know you're strong, when you got your own judge, that's your learning Torah, you know what's right and wrong, that's your judge, and you put your own policeman. I'm not doing this. You're putting yourself a restriction that you policing yourself. You're your own policeman. Then you're upgrading from there. But people that constantly run away, I'll tell you a story. You know him. That story should be a refuah shalema for him. Michael Breitstrauss. He told me the story himself. You should have a refuah shalema. So he told me the story. He says when he started learning in Russia, I think it was in the first class, and a lot of the boys started telling him things they had never heard before, a Jew and a Žid, and started insulting him. And Mamash they were mistreating him, so he didn't know what to do. It got to the point. It's too much already. The whole class is like going after him. They came to his father. He says, "I don't want to go I don't go to school. What's the problem? What's the problem?" His father told him. He told him everybody's making fun of me. I'm a Žid, and I don't know what to do. His father told him, "Don't worry. I'll teach you how to handle it." He says, "Tomorrow you go to the." He says, to the school, and the first person makes fun of you. You're Žid, he says. You smack him, he says, so good, he says, and he's a big guy, Michael, if you know him, compared to his class blood, he was also not small then. And you said, and you'll see after that, they're not gonna fool with you anymore. And that's what happened. He says, next time when I went to school, he says, somebody told me I'm a Žid. He said, I smacked him so badly. He says after that, the whole class respected me. So that's how he finished his schooling in Russia, because he realized that respect doesn't come when you're weak. Respect comes when you're strong.
yeah.
And
Even
Yetzer
physical.
Hara also does not respect you when you're constantly showing him you're running away from him. It's Hara have to realize you're strong. How we're strong? We got Torah, we got Hashem, we got Nefesh Elokis in us, God the soul in us, and we have to believe in ourselves that we have it and develop this. If we're constantly going to develop just techniques of running away, so much you could run away. Somewhere that's going to get you. So if to develop the techniques in our own mind, I'm strong enough, I could handle the Yetzer Hara, especially with so many years. We have so many Sforim, so many this, so many guidance of learning this. So come time, you have to say, I'm strong enough, I'm going to handle this. I know how to tell it. So that's the union of the gates of the eyes. Now, there is another story also with the Baal Shem Tov with the gates of the Tot. We have Tots. It's called the Lashon of Zohar, Rehite Moicha. Rehite in real Hebrew today, Rehitim, it's furniture in the modern Hebrew, but Rehite Moicha, at Rehite Hamayim, meaning the Merutzas Hamayim. That's what the Targum says over there. Rehite Hamayim. Rehite Moicha, the Zohar calls it. Meaning that in our mind, as the things are running in our mind, and the mind, that's the one thing never stops. From the time a person born till 120, you could, there's like Shlomo HaMelech says, es ledaber es lachshes, time to talk, time to be silent. A mind never is silent. It's constantly working. Even when we sleep, it's working. That's why we have dreams, because the mind never stops. This is God forbid the mind stops. It's bad. So part of the mind working sometimes it's thinking of things that's not supposed to think, and you have to control them. How are you going to do that? Sometimes comes a lot of thoughts, especially with so much information we have today. Sometimes the mind doesn't give us peace of mind. The mind does not give us peace of mind sometimes. So what we do? So the same story, a similar story, came up somebody to the Baal Shem Tov, and he told him, I want you to teach me how do I control what's going on through my mind. So the Baal Shem Tov told him, I want you to go to Zhytomyr. And over there, if I'm not mistaken, there was somebody by the name Rav Zev Kitzes, one of the Talmidei Baal Shem Tov. This time he sent them to a big guy. Rav Zev Kitzes was known to be a big tzaddik. And he told him, you go to Rav Zev, he told him where he lives, and you go over there, and he's going to teach you how to control your mind. Okay? He went there, he went to Zhytomyr, and he went to Rav Zev Kitzes. When he comes to Reb Zev, he knocks on the door, and nobody responds. He knocks harder, nobody answers the door. He looks through the window of the door, he sees somebody over there.
It's a night thing.
Well, I took away this part of the story because some people don't like that part, so I took it away.
You remember?
So, to make it smoother. So anyway, he knocks on the door, and he sees the man. He realizes the man knows I'm outside. He heard me, but he just decided not to open the door for me. And he's waiting and knocking more, and he's waiting. And the more he waits, the more he gets frustrated, and you already feel like, who the Baal Shem Tov sent me to? What kind of mental guy is this? Anyway, eventually, after I don't know exactly how long, I don't want to stretch the story more than it was, I don't know. After a while, Reb Zev opens the door. As soon as he opens the door, before the man has a moment to air out his frustration to Reb Zev tells him, you should know, in this house, he says, I am the balabas. He says, I open the door when I want, and I keep the door locked when I want. I am the balabas in this house. Mm-hmm. And that was the lesson to the person, how you control your mind. If you realize You are the balabos of here. You are the boss. You don't compromise this. Yeah, you respect yourself. Again, it's all coming with the same idea. You have to know your koiches. You have to believe in yourself. I am the balabos. I'm the chairman of the board of here. So I don't let any stranger over here without my permission. And if you realize the shoftim with your seichel, with your understanding, that this is bad thought, this al pi Torah it's osur, and now you engage your policeman, the shoitrim, tell them, no, I'm not letting you in. You make a strong resolution of this. Then you control your thoughts. Then you're going to control your thoughts. Just to add to it, sometimes a person has to come from a point of respect to himself. If you realize what you did now, it's so not dignifying you, it's not so much not glorifying you what you did, that already nobody wants to be humiliated. Everyone wants to keep his respect up. So if you realize when you let anybody that knocks on your door just come in, that's like you are the shmata over here, everybody stepping over you, you should realize it's humiliating. Do you have self-respect? I'm the balabos. You cannot walk into my territory without my permission. You look at it differently. It's known from Talmidei Baal Shem Tov and the Posuk when Bilam Harosha gave us all the brachas by default. He didn't want to do brachas, he wants to curses, but Hashem converted to brachas. One of the things it says over there, Hu truas melech boy. I see in the Jewish nation truas melech. Soon we're coming to Rosh Hashanah. It's Indian of what we're going to do. Shofar, Trua, Tkiyas, Trua. The Truas Melech. What it means, Truas Melech Pashtus. We have a king, and especially Rosh Hashanah, we're going to, by blowing the shofar, we're going to inaugurate Hashem to be our king. But there is another pirush the Talmidei Baal Shem Tov bring. Melech is the oisiyas, the Rosh Hashanah of Moyach Lev Koved. Melech, king. Moyach, it's our mind, our brain. Lamed is live, it's our heart. Chof from Melech, it's covered, liver. Meaning, the Gemara says there's three kings in the little city, which is the body of the person. There's three kings over there. One king is the brain, is one king. The second king is the heart. The third king is the liver. Those are very, very important organs we have, and each one of them is a king. However, among these three kings, there is a chairman of the board, and this is the mind. That has to be the highest level of a king of all of them. He's king of the other kings. So if a person, that's how the order goes like this. My mind is the chairman of the board, then my heart follows the mind, and the liver follows both of them, then you're in good shape, because it goes by right order. Melech, Moyach, Lev, Koved. But if the order changes, you don't listen to your mind. You listen to your liver. The liver says, I want to eat this, drink this. Or you listen to your heart, I desire this. And then it goes to your brain, and sometimes you overcome your brain, meaning you tell, I ignore what's right and wrong. That's the brain, the right and wrong. I do what my heart or liver wants. Then if you put it in a reversed order, melech, in the reverse order, it becomes in Hebrew kalem. Kalem in destruction. And that's really what we could learn from the brachas of Bilam, what he wanted. Bilam wanted we should be kalem. Kalem is destruction. We should follow the liver, chof, from kalem, it's covered, then lamed, lev, then moyach, kalem. Reversed order. Hashem says, no, you're going to reverse this. I don't want you to curse them. You're going to give a blessing. They should be b'fchinas melech, moyach, lev, covered. So if a person knows that when I let any thought just go through my mind, if a person knows this is basically, I don't, my mind, the moyach is not sholit al alev, is not controlling whatever comes in over here. So I'm not a melech. I'm kalem. I'm the level of destruction. I'm destroying myself because somebody else, the guest that came to me, he telling me what to do, how to run my affairs. No. I am the chairman of the board. Moyach sholit al alev, first mind, then heart, then liver, then you b'chinas melech. Now you are the king of your little city. Okay. Just want to add to it before we go to the next gate. The Alter Rebbe writes, if we realize this, sometimes we don't realize how important is our mind and what goes through it. The Alter Rebbe says that all the ashpos coming from upper world to us, meaning all the energy, the way it's coming to central location, and from there there's like coming to a sort of distribution center. From there it goes to everywhere else in the world. So he says, every world, there's 4 general worlds, Atzilus, Bri, Yetzirah, Asiya, every world has its own, what it's called Kodesh HaKadoshim, the holy of the holiest. And he says the energy to every world comes to Kodesh HaKadoshim, from there it being distributed to the rest of the world, of that world, and something, Atzilus, Bri, Asiya, our world is Asiya. First it comes to Kodesh HaKadoshim, which is time of Beis Hamikdash, where the Beis Hamikdash, where the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Over there came all the chayes of the energy of the world, if it's wealth, if it's parnasa, if it's refuah, or whatever we need from Hashem, it came over there. Hashem sent it to Kodesh HaKadoshim. From Kodesh HaKadoshim, it was going and supplying life and energy and all abundance to the world. And that's, by the way, there's a medrash that says if the Goyim would know what they losing by destroying the Beis Hamikdash, what they losing, because the whole world was benefiting from Beis Hamikdash, with the abundance of energy, of blessing was coming from Beis Hamikdash, from Kodesh HaKadoshim. Not only they would not destroy the Beis Hamikdash, they would put, for every Jew, they would put 2 bodyguards. So the distribution center of energy, of blessing, it's Kodesh HaKadoshim. And the Alter Rebbe said that was Nagea to us, the punchline for us. In the person, there is also a Kodesh HaKadoshim in every person. That's what the energy of the person comes to. From there it goes to the rest of the body. Where is the Kodesh HaKadoshim of the person? It's his mind. That's your brain. That's your Kodesh. So from there comes all the ashpoas, comes to you. From there it goes to the rest of the body. From there, this is the central location where the ashpoas come to. And then from there it goes everywhere else. So if a person realizes, my Kodesh HaKadoshim, this is my mind. And if I let to my Kodesh HaKadoshim, just anybody going there, the same level where the Tanoim saw, time of Rabbi Akiva, the fox walking through Kodesh HaKadoshim, the fox walking through, it was kind of Godel once a year, which to go in with a big tarara, with big preparation, afraid to go there, a fox going there. So when your mind is hefker, everything goes through your mind, then you should know there's a fox walking into Kodesh HaKadoshim. When people realize what's going on in the persons, everything it matters over there, how important it, there will be more. There will be Shoftim. The Shoftim is the knowledge, knowing how important is the mind, and then the Shoitrim. Then you break your own policeman to guard the rule that I decide who comes over here, who's not. Okay, so this is. Again, we covered the gates of the eyes, we covered the gates of the mind. Now we're going to go through one more gate. This is with the gate of the mouth. So that's basically another story from the Bible. And I'm going to tell you another thought I'm going to add to it. According to the Baal Shem Tov, the story of the Baal Shem Tov goes like this. There was a man came to the Baal Shem Tov, and he knew that the Sifrei Hasidus, which was just... begin then, the Baal Shem Tov and Talmidim, the Baal Shem Tov talks about how, I mean, it's wrote in other Sforim too, but the Chassidus put a little bit more attention to it, that when you eat, you have to eat L'Shem Shamayim. You have to eat for the sake of Hashem. You're not eating only what's good for your palate or for your stomach or for your liver. You're eating it's healthy for you. You're eating what is good for you, and you're eating to have koyach to serve Hashem. Because otherwise, if we just eat for our own sake, we have, in this, what the Gemara in Chagiga says, in this inyan of eating, we are exactly equal to animals. Animals eat too. So what makes us superior to animals? They eat, we eat. So what? Because we have to eat achila, the eating of a eat specially, you have to be a higher level. You have to eat like a mensch, you have to eat for the sake of higher purpose. You're going to take this food and elevate it to serve Hashem. There was one time there was 2 friends. One was a Lubavitcher Chassid, one was a Poivischer Chassid. They were very good friends, and they were from 2 different schools. There's some difference between the 2. So one time I saw this letter it's printed. the Polish Chassid wrote to his friend, the Lubavitcher Chassid, he wrote to him, he says, how come, he says, by your guys, which is in Chabad, in those days especially, he says, you don't make a big deal out of miracles of tzaddikim. One of the, again, the chidushim of the Baal Shem Tov was that it's brought in Shara Yichud V'Emunah from the Alter Rebbe too. It's brought that Hashem sends every generation tzaddikim to perform some miracle that through that we see the presence of Hashem. People start believing more in Hashem when they see above the nature, in the nature. Otherwise, if everything is nature, olam, world, from the word ha'elam in Hebrew, it's Hashem is concealed over here. You don't see him sometimes. To the point, some people could be atheists, believe in just in nature and the Big Bang theory and this, that. They sometimes don't believe in the hands of Hashem. So Hashem sends, besides the miracles we had in Mitzrayim, which is it's all recorded, we have once in a while miracles from by tzaddikim, that was one of the chidushim of the Baal Shem Tov. We perform such a miracles. They call them Baal Shemskim Moifes. And then many generations with many tzaddikim, they performed these miracles, and that brought more emunah. Anyway, so his question was to the Lubavitcher Chassid, how come by your guys, we don't see so many miracles, and even when you have a miracle, you don't make a big deal out of it. It's brought that Tzemach Tzedek said there were so many miracles rolling under the table, and nobody bothered to pick them up, put them on the table. Meaning they didn't make a big deal out of it in Chabad originally for miracles. There were so many miracles going under the table, so many miracles, and nobody bothered to pick them up, make a big story out of them, make a headline of such a miracle, because the main avodah was learn the philosophy, learn how to serve Hashem, learn how to serve. It was more educational movement rather than miracles movement. So that was his question. Why not? Because it's also as important in Torah's Baal Shem Tov to see the hands of Hashem in the world. Emunah tzaddikim, emunah chachamim, emunah in Hashem. Why you're not doing a big deal out of it? So the Lubavitcher Chassid answered his friend, the Polish Chassid, like this. He said, I'm sorry to tell you, you're making a mistake. We do believe in miracles, and we do talk about miracles. And he told him, I'll tell you, he says, the miracle is like this. He says, imagine if you're going on the street. Those days we saw a lot of cows on the street. Today you have to go to either to faraway farm to see a cow or to the zoo. Those days they saw cows on the street. It says, imagine you go on the street and you see a cow, and the cow saying, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Wouldn't that be a big miracle? A cow saying Shema Yisrael. Did you ever heard a cow saying Shema Yisrael? It's a big miracle, he says. He says, when Chassidus teaches you, he says, what's Hashem? Before learning that, you were like a cow. You didn't know what God is. To you, God is something is so uplifted, so away from your world. Now it teaches you what is a lakus, what God is everywhere. He's not just there. He's mamash here. And when you say Shema Yisrael, you have your nefesh habahamis, your own cow, your own nefesh, understand godliness. This is a big miracle. He says, you took your cow, you make a mensch out of it. So this is also the inyan of achila. By eating, that's accomplished by eating. Because when we say really daven, Shema Yisrael, Birkas Hamazon, whatever, it's not really davening just us, you, me davening. No, the coffee you drank, the chicken you ate, the water you drank, all this become part of you. So when you daven, they are davening with you. Now the coffee davening with you, the chicken davening with you, the cow davening with you. So it's all daven. That's shot in the pasuk. Horiu LaHashem kol ha'oretz. The whole world should sing to Hashem. How the coffee could sing to Hashem, how the cow could sing to Hashem, because it becomes part of you, and you by eating it L'Shem Shamayim and then practicing, going and davening with this. It's not only you davening. Wherever part of your world, which is wherever you ate, whatever you drank, the money you made, all of them now being elevated and singing to Hashem. So the inyan of achila, it's a big inyan. Eating L'Shem Shamayim, meaning you're elevating the world. You're elevating the world. And that's, by the way, the Baal Shem Tov explains, there's a Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, Shlosha she'ochlu al shulchan echad. 3 people ate on one table. V'lo amru all of divrei Torah, kilu ochlu mizivcha mesim. Like they ate from a korban that brought to Avodah Zarah, called zivcha mesim. Avodah Zarah, it's a dead thing. It's not life, nothing life over there. So The Baal Shem Tov explained that Hashem created the world in 4 levels. And level, that's called in Hebrew, an abbreviation, that's Cham. Doimem, Tzameach, Chai, Medaber. Doimem, non-movable object, stone, rocks, mountains. It's not moving. It's not growing. Then the higher level, 1 level higher, it's Tzameach, plants, they're growing. And there's 1 level higher than the plants and trees. That's animals, they move, they have neshama, and even the highest level, it's the human beings, the medaber, they have seichel, the kutok. So the Baal Shem Tov says the idea of the creation of those 4 levels, that's cham, was that every level have to go up 1 notch higher. So when the plants and the trees grows on the earth, so now the earth had an aliyah, the earth grew up to a higher level because they grew on the earth. When the cow eating some of the grass and the vegetables, now the tzameach grew up to the level of the animal. They're moving. When a person eats his vegetables and his meat and his chicken, this whole world of Domem Tzameach Chai grew to the level of Medaber. Now he says, now it's up to the person to elevate everything. If he's going to say Divrei Torah, everything going to be elevated. If not, everything went, the whole aliyah was, and went back to the level of death. Ziv Chamesim. So that's how important a person accomplishes a lot through eating when he utilizes this to serve Hashem. Now, anyway, so a person, now go back to the story. A person came to Baal Shem Tov, he says, teach me how to eat L'Shem Shamayim. Baal Shem Tov, okay, again, the same story, go to such and such a city, see a man over there, he's going to teach you how to eat L'Shem Shamayim. And this story, by the way, was told by the Rebbe Rashab, so it's a very reliable story. Some stories, the reliability, it's questionable. This story was told by the Rebbe Rashab. It's a very reliable story. So the man went to the city, and he meets the person the Baal Shem Tov sent him, and he couldn't believe. The Baal Shem Tov sent him to a guy, such a big, husky guy, big guy. He said, he's going to teach me how to eat L'Shem Shamayim. He thought he's going to go to a skinny guy that hardly eats anything. And this guy looks big and husky, and when you watch him eating, the guy I know have to eat a lot to support his body. And he says, Baal Shem Tov sent me to you to learn from you how to eat L'Shem Shamayim. He says, how could you teach me this? He told him, yeah, I could tell you what the mean eat L'Shem Shamayim. He says, my family, he says, they're descendant of the family of people that ran away from Spain in Inquisition, he says. My father, he says, before he passed away, he told me, he says, as my family, he says, was persecuted in Spain, he says. And, it was all kind of, some people died, some people ran away, some people converted, all kind of things happens over there, he said. He says, I want you, says my son, to eat well, to be strong, because if Chaz v'Shalom one day they're going to put you under the test and they're going to torture you to about your Yiddishkeit, you should be able to resist. So you have to be strong. So you have to be strong to resist. Don't give up your Yiddishkeit no matter what. He says that's what our family did. So you have to eat, you have to be strong in order to resist. So he said, that's what I'm eating. It's me big, strong. So that's, God forbid, says, I will have a test. And the son of Kiddush Hashem, he says, I'm ready to give my life for God, he says. So that's how the lesson he learns. So L'Shem, there's many things L'Shem Shamayim. I should be able to daven. The Rebbe Rashab said this level of L'Shem Shamayim was the highest level. Because when you say, I'm going to eat, I should daven, I should say Kriyat Shema, I should serve Hashem, I should koil. It's nice. But this man was eating in order, he says, I'm ready to die for Hashem. That's the highest level of Mesiras Nefesh. So the whole eating is big Mesiras Nefesh. So that's one of the gates. Everything you do, you have to have judges. Again, the judges, that's your chokhmah. It's your wisdom. Wisdom al pi Torah. You learn in Torah what's right and wrong. After you learn, it's not enough to stop there. You have to bring it down to the level of shoitrim, to policemen. Now you have to know how to bring out in practicality what you learn. Obviously, there's more gates we could talk about, but this is, for right now, if we take care of this gates, we'll be already doing better. Yeah.